John is 45. He makes $78,000 a year, owns his home, has a 401k, and doesn't carry credit card debt. On paper, he's fine. But every time he opens Instagram and sees friends with bigger houses, nicer cars, and vacations he can't quite picture affording, something tightens in his chest. A quiet feeling that he's behind, that everyone else cracked some code he missed, that the retirement he pictured might not actually be waiting for him. Here's the thing. John has never actually sat down and run the numbers. He's never checked, milestone by milestone, where he stands. So that's what we're doing today. No pep talks, no vague, you got this. Just 9 specific checkpoints. Hit most of them by 45, and you're probably in good shape. Miss a few, and now you know exactly what to fix. We'll reveal how John actually scored at the end. You're saving at least 20% of your income. The average American saves around 4%. Knowing you should save more isn't the same as doing it. On a $75,000 salary, saving 4% for 20 years at an 8% average return gets you roughly $162,000. Save 20% instead. Same salary and same 20 years. You land around $736,000. That's a $574,000 difference, purely from how much of your paycheck you redirect before your lifestyle eats it. Timing matters too. Start a 20% savings rate at 45, and you're looking at roughly $736,000 by 65. Wait 1 year, and that drops to about $665,000. Wait 2 years, and it's closer to $600,000. Every year you delay costs roughly $70,000 in retirement money from lost growth. One caveat, that $736,000 only represents what saving 20% from today forward can build. It doesn't include what you've already got, which brings us to milestone 2. At least half your net worth is actually invested. Most people look at net worth as one number and assume it's all compounding the same way. It isn't. $1 in an index fund and $1 of home equity behave completely differently. Investment accounts can compound at higher rates, while home equity typically grows more slowly and isn't easily accessible. Cars lose value, and emergency cash is there for protection, not retirement growth. Picture 2 households, both with $300,000 net worth. One has 50% invested, $150,000, which grows to about $739,000 by 65 with no extra contributions. Another has only 30% invested, or $90,000, which grows to roughly $443,000. Same starting net worth, nearly $300,000 apart. So check your own split. If it's under 50%, every new dollar you save should go there first, not toward extra mortgage payments or renovations. You could survive a job loss without a financial spiral. Losing a job at 45 isn't like losing one at 25. Job searches for people over 40 can take 4 to 6 months, while financial obligations are usually bigger: mortgages, kids, and fixed costs. The fix is having 9 to 12 months of expenses in accessible cash, separate from retirement accounts. This isn't about investment returns. It's about having enough runway that a bad 6 months doesn't turn into a permanently smaller retirement. Your 2 biggest expenses, housing and transportation, are under control. These 2 categories can eat more of your budget than almost anything else. Getting them right as your income grows is one of the highest leverage things you can do. For housing, the guideline is 30% of gross income or less. Someone who bought a $400,000 house in 2016 at 3.65% pays around $1,830 a month, manageable at that level. Compare that with buying the same house today at 6.5%. The payment jumps to about $2,528, nearly $700 more a month. Invest that $700 difference instead, and over 20 years, it's worth over $400,000. Same logic with cars. A $767 monthly car payment, invested for 20 years at 8%, represents roughly $455,000 of potential retirement wealth. Your retirement money is sitting in the right accounts, in the right order. Having money invested is different from having it invested efficiently. There's a specific order that captures the most tax advantages. 1. Get the full employer 401k match. That's a guaranteed 50 to 100% return on day 1. 2. Max your HSA if you're on a high deductible health plan. It offers a triple tax break: deductible going in, tax-free growth, and tax-free withdrawals for medical costs. 3. Max your Roth IRA. Money grows and comes out completely tax-free. 4. Push extra savings into your 401k beyond the match toward the annual limit. You won't necessarily max every step, That's fine. The order matters more than the amount. You're protected against things that can wipe out everything you've built. All the math above assumes nothing interrupts it. Medical debt remains a major cause of bankruptcy, and disability can derail your income before retirement. 4 things should already be in place. Health insurance with savings to cover your out-of-pocket maximum. Long-term disability coverage replacing 60 to 70% of income. Life insurance if anyone depends on you, and a basic estate plan, will, updated beneficiaries, and healthcare directives. A few hours of paperwork can protect years of financial progress. Your spending doesn't grow every time your income does. A $5,000 raise, fully absorbed into lifestyle spending instead of invested, can quietly cost around $245,000 in retirement wealth over 20 years. The fix: automatically route at least half of every raise into investments before your spending adjusts. Your lifestyle still improves, just not as fast as your savings rate. The whole system runs without relying on willpower. At 45, motivation isn't a reliable financial strategy. Life is too unpredictable. Automate every transfer to happen the day your paycheck lands, before that money is available to spend. Automated systems beat "I'll do it manually" because decisions made under stress or exhaustion are unreliable. A system that requires no decision can't be derailed by one bad week. You've started buying back your time. This last one is a mindset shift, from accumulating money as the goal to using it to buy choice. The ability to decide where you live, what work you do, and how you spend your days without money being the deciding factor. A $1 million portfolio, drawn down safely at around 4.7%, throws off roughly $47,000 a year without touching the principal. That's not just a number. That's freedom with a dollar amount attached. So, how did John actually score? Passed. Savings rate above 20%. Automated. 11 months of expenses in cash. Insurance and estate documents current. Behind. Only about $95,000 of his net worth is actually invested. The rest is tied up in home equity and a car. He's never touched a Roth conversion, so everything sits in traditional accounts. And after 3 raises since turning 40, his savings rate never went up. That's it. 2 real gaps, not a total financial failure. He bumped his 401k contribution and booked a call with his IRA provider to start a Roth conversion this year. His anxiety was bigger than his actual situation. He wasn't behind on everything, he was behind on 2 fixable things. That's the point of milestones like these. Not to hand you a score, but to hand you a map specific enough to act on. Most people your age will pass some and miss others. That's normal. What matters is knowing which ones you missed. So pick the milestone you're furthest behind on and make one move on it before the week is out. A small decision made today beats a perfect plan that never leaves the page.